It all happened so quickly. One minute you were alone in your house, the next a man has broken through the door, wounded you, and taken your things. After his disappearance, you, lying on the floor, contemplate your losses. It does not take long for you to realize that your foe has made off with what little things of value he could find. Mostly your house has become cluttered by the frantic searching of your assailant. You reach up your hand to rub at your head and look at the table in which you hid it during the struggle. You are shaken up, but doubtful of the man's return. You simply notify the police, and the matter will be remembered as a run-in with severe misfortune, but it will pass. You just need to make it to the phone. Then the pain begins. It harasses your thigh and calf in incredible severity. From your position on the hardwood floor, you are incapable of inspecting the size of the wound. You begin to feel slightly cold. The thoughts of simply remaining on the floor enter your mind. You push them away, however, knowing that it will be harder to apprehend the criminal after allowing him to run for so long. You attempt to stand. A slash of pure agony bolts through your leg and arcs up your back. You find yourself on the floor once again. Whatever the man had done, he must have hurt you very badly. You try again, this time using the couch beside you to aid in your ascension. Finally, you are on your feet, or rather your one good leg, and are ready to find the phone. You decide to survey the damage on your leg. What you find horrifies you. There is a large gash from the back of your thigh to your calf. Seeing the blood intensifies your agony. You need medical attention soon. Putting one arm out, you manage to grab hold of the recliner beside your sofa. You are getting closer to the kitchen and thus a phone. You do not examine your leg in incredible depth due to your fear that it would cause you to lose consciousness. You remember seeing a lot of blood, an ungodly amount of blood. With pain searing throughout your entire body, stemming from the horrors of your lower limb, you manage to hop your way into the kitchen. You can hear speckles of blood smacking the floor after falling from the exposed interior of your body. You continue your slow-hopping pilgrimage around the kitchen in search of the phone. To your surprise, you find your cell phone is absent. Perhaps the man had taken your phone so as to prevent you from reaching the authorities. This would not be as easy as you had initially imagined. You do have other phones in the house. The nearest phone is in your bedroom. You continue your one-legged hopping down the hall. The door to your bedroom is open, but from what you can see, the room is in shambles. You find the dresser on which your phone once sat is barren. Your vision begins to be speckled by white sparkles of nearly passing out. Your situation is becoming dire. A ringing in your head picks up as the weight of your thoughts seems to diminish. You are now, as when the man was attacking, mortally afraid. You continue to hop, more frantically than before, towards your parents' bedroom. When you find yourself at the doorway, you peer in at the destroyed room. The panic sets in as you realize that the other phone is missing as well. The ringing in your ears increases in volume as you muster the courage, perhaps through oxygen deprivation, to once more look at your leg. You hobble back to where you were laying when you awoke. There you see the blood as the lightness of your head brings you close to the ground. You've fallen, but you can barely feel it. The ringing is joined with the dull thudding of your heart. Pins and needles dance across the tips of your fingers. Panic increases as you notice this terrible sensation. The blood you lie in is still slightly warm. Then, beyond the panic, you begin to feel the deepest, morbid melancholy. Your hopes seemed so near and undeniable. Not once had you considered this day to be your last. There had always been this strong faith in a positive outcome. Through the pain, your mind had desperately clung to the idea that everything would be fine. That hope, however, is now being questioned. The thoughts of death are beginning to seep in just as your blood slowly oozes from the gash in your leg. Your gash. You begin to think of the wound as your own, for no longer may you deny its lethality. You pivot your head slowly, surveying the sheer scope of the pool of blood. You are amazed that you are even capable of standing. The ringing in your ears is deafening, and your vision closes inward with white noise. Fear mixes with sadness as you attempt to come to terms with your own death. You cannot accept it. Your mind floods with desperate ideas, each searching for a way you can be saved. Perhaps you could find a neighbor or get help from the outside. As your grasp on reality fades, you attempt to stand again. Your weightless head wavers back and forth on your neck. You scream for help, only to be horrified by how muffled it sounds. Your mind is receding from reality into the darkness. You take a step forward, putting your weight on the wounded leg. Your destroyed tendons fail to support your weight, and you plummet to the ground. You feel nothing, despite knowing that you hit the ground with great force. From here you can see through the sparkles the blood you've trailed throughout the house. It is far more than a mere speckle. You feel deep exhaustion taking hold of you. You start to cry as you realize that when you fall asleep, you will never wake up. You fight it with all your might, but you know you will succumb. You look at your leg, seeing the syrupy blood bubbling through the fabric of your jeans. All of the blood you see spread around you on the ground was once flowing through you, giving you life. Now it is exposed, the cells inside it dying alongside you. There's no way for you to ever put it back in you, to bring life back into your body. Never before have you felt so sad whilst looking upon the scarlet fluid. Fear clasps around your heart as it cools. There will be no tomorrow. You'll die before then. You will have never felt such fear in your life. Nothing ever came close. What would dying feel like? Were you wrong? No. You do not have time to be wrong. As your vision closes and sparkles and your hearing is nullified by high-pitched ringing, you make a final glance at your hand. It is something you have seen your entire life. It is the thing with which you acted upon the world, building, drawing, writing, fixing. In its last moments, it is clasped as though it has finally revealed that it has a mind of its own. Now, that tiny mind is confused about what to do. You saw blood all over it before your vision faded. Despite not seeing it, nor feeling it through the needles, you can still sense where it is. This is the last you feel before there is no more.